I'm not doing the vegan thing. I'm doing all dairy. So that's my thing now. It's all dairy, red meat, no poultry, no lighter meats, strictly red meat and dairy. And I'm doing
fish,
raw milk. No fish. It's got to be marbled ribeye and then just cream. I'm eating just a lot of cream with a spoon.
Are you just pushing it down with string cheese?
Yeah, I do that. I stopped using utensils. I'm just using string cheese
as a peg.
Yeah,
and just kind of shoving it down.
It's hard to cut a ribeye with string cheese, but so I'm just
no utensils. You really do mean it. Just the string cheese
is that's the utensils.
You believe that the serrated steak knife may pollute the meat?
I don't like. What if that was used to cut vegetables earlier? Then I've got trace vegetables on the red meat. That's disgusting.
I don't want to blow your mind, but I have a comic buddy who's on almost the same diet, except for the cows, the beef, are fed exclusively string cheese.
I mean, I haven't heard about this. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, so imagine what that's like.
Yes, because for a while I was a pescatarian where I only ate fish that ate other fish. But this is a whole new thing that you're talking about.
Cattle,
cows that are fed dairy, right? So they're not only
cheese form. Yeah,
they're not only taking the milk from the cow to make the string cheese. It's like when they were feeding little chicken bits.
Yeah,
and I couldn't handle
kind
that.
Of a
I think that's unethical. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. But if you're feeding a cow, the cow exclusively is drinking milk, I think, often its own milk. Yeah. That's what I'm into right now.
Right. Because I realize a lot of cows ate grass. You know what I mean?
And I don't.
And that.
I don't care for that.
That's not string cheese.
Grass fed, but I won't even do corn fed or anything. It's got to be a dairy fed cow that then is killed only using weapons of dairy.
Is that an indie band or is that an actual thing?
No, they went pop. They're like Post Malone. Now they are mainstream.
So they use
weapons of dairy.
They'll use like in No Country for Old Men. Javier Bardem had that thing. You're saying there's a frozen billet piece of string cheese in there that just
can do
pistons
that.
Out.
You can make a milk icicle and stab it to death. I mean, there's a variety of and this is kind of the new frontier,
So these are cows that are fed strictly dairy on an all-dairy diet that are killed.
And using frozen dairy often.
Using a weaponized dairy.
Yeah, exactly.
In different modalities.
Weapons of dairy,
and then the dressing of the cow. When we bring it, we butcher it, so to speak. Right. That's all done with strictly dairy-based machinery as well.
It's incredibly expensive. I don't know if I brought that up, but it's thousands and thousands of dollars for a steak because of the process. But I think it's worth it, and I'm thinking about going just dairy. I heard taking meat out of it, so it's just cream, butter, cheese. Eggs, just an all dairy diet. I think that we haven't explored that. People haven't really thought about that.
I've seen some of the pictures you put online, and I noticed the plate looked like it was made of frozen small curd cottage cheese, not ceramic.
Right. That's exactly right.
So even the plate itself.
I mean, I made a bowl out of a large cheese curd, a giant cheese curd, hollowed it out. That was the bowl, and I had cereal. But it was just milk. So it's sort of cereal without the cereal because I don't do any grains or anything like that.
I noticed in the picture that you had the Land O'Lakes butter Pocahontas mascot sitting next to you while you were doing this.
Yes,
Is that because that's a butter's a dairy base?
Yeah, I pay a young girl to dress up like the Land O'Lakes. That particular spokesperson for Land O'Lakes.
Oh, but it's not I guess there's no actual person. It's a drawing, right?
No, it's a drawing. But yeah, I mean, I sort of drew the drawing and then we cast a young girl who could sort of dress like that just to remind me of Land O'Lakes all the time. And I'll tell you, she's not very vocal about politics or anything in general because she knows as an actor that phone can stop ringing.
I noticed the table that the plate of frozen curds was on was round in shape, but I took a closer look. It looked like a cheese wheel.
It is a cheese wheel, which I've also replaced the wheels on I have a classic car I'd love to talk to you later on. It's not. It's a Mitsubishi 3000 GT VR4 twin turbo.
Wow.
And
deep dive.
We took that. It's a deep dive to the early 90s. It's a 92. And we took that from San Jose down to Los Angeles. I replaced the wheels with cheese wheels.
Oh, so you had, an HRE wheel on there or BBS or something like that? An aftermarket wheel, and then you just went with a wheel of cheese?
No, it was factory specs with the wheels. Now I put wheels of cheese on there, and it's the gas mileage has really gone to shit.
What?
Because they'll melt after about 3 or 4 miles.
Yeah.
And then you got to replace them, and it doesn't have a lot of trunk space. There's not a lot of cargo space.
But the nacho, it's worth it for the nacho burnout, isn't it?
It's very worth it. And what I do is I just trailer a U-Haul with cheese wheels, a refrigerated one, and then I'll replace them every 20, 25 miles.
I don't know that a wheel of cheese comes with a lug pattern on it. Is that something you'd have to
You just got to really shove it in there.
And just hit it hard.
A lot of people would say, well, how do you get it on there? An Allen wrench? No, it's another string cheese stick, you know?
I saw some more pictures you posted from the road trip.
You've really been follling these pictures.
The steering wheel looked orange, and I don't know if that was a cover or you actually replaced the steering wheel with the wheel of cheese.
What I did was I took cheddar string cheese and I fashioned a wheel, and eventually, hopefully, the entire car becomes cheese. We're just trying to figure out what is the chassis. What can you make that? What's the carbon fiber of dairy?
What's the weave? Yeah, I think it's the individual strands of the string cheese.
Or is it cheesecloth?
Oh, well, that's a good point. Although I don't know if that's actual cheese. I think that's the word cheese in it.
Listen, we fucking hit a wall right there, and that's what I've been talking to Kate about. That is the wall that we've hit. How do we get past it?
I also saw some shots. I know you've been working on. I know the car runs off biofuel.
Thank you for putting notifications on for every time I post a picture, though.
And I know a lot of people would use like old oil that they'd use for French fries and stuff like that. I noticed yours was running off of jerky. And I don't know if I saw some teriyaki, but I don't know if it was tuned for teriyaki or could also do a Chipotle
It's tuned for teriyaki. Yeah, if I put a little bit of my Chipotle hot sauce on there. But yeah, I was running exclusively on jerky, which is sort of the diesel of dried meat sticks, meat snacks.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'd like to get to in terms of a driving experience for me, I'd like to get to an all dairy meat drive. I'd like to be driving something that is just consisting of dairy products, primarily cheese, as we've talked about.
I like
if it can run on jerky. And I like the original and peppered because that's a cleaner fuel.
Again, alluding
like
to the picture, the Parmesan air freshener was a nice touch. Like I'm used to the Christmas tree or the Playboy air freshener, but the Parmesan was sweet.
A big part of it. I mean, and our airbags are cow bladders filled with Parmesan cheese, shredded Parmesan cheese.
I didn't know. That was not evident in the picture.
Yeah, well, luckily we didn't have any accidents or anything, so I'm hoping that you never see those in a photograph.
Yes. And seen, everybody.
All right. You've seen how far we can take something.
That's right. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this.